Greetings and welcome to Life Beyond the Meeple. Here's a new game that I picked up recently called Lost Legacy, the Starship. This is part of a trend of micro games that's around these days where you have a very few components, 16 cards in this case, and yet deep and satisfying gameplay. Here is the wrong way to teach how to play Lost Legacy. Let's start with the setup. You shuffle the cards, you place one in the ruins, you deal one to every other player. Now the gameplay, every player has one card in their hand, they draw another one from the top of the deck, and then they play one of these two. For example, I could play the old map, which allows me to place another card in the ruins and maybe shuffle it. Or I could play the general, which allows me to look at the top card of the deck and maybe exchange it. But it's as simple as that. And each player draws one, plays one, and you carry on till the decks run out. Now, that's the wrong way to teach this, because you may well be wondering, quite rightly, what's the point? Where are we going with this? Who wins? What do I base my decision on which card to play? So here's a better way to teach it. Lost Legacy is a game in which you are trying to discover the location of the Starship, which is one of the 16 cards. It's not enough just to have this in your hand. You need to be able to know where it is by the end of the game in order to win, or at least be able to have a good guess. The game is played very simply because everybody has a hand of one card and they draw one and play one and do what it says, always keeping in mind that you're trying to work out where the Starship is. If you want a fuller explanation of how to play Lost Legacy, then I've done another how to play video which you can go and check now. But the point I want to make about this is that in life, a lot of people go through the day by simply getting out of bed and then doing stuff. And what's the point? Where's the purpose? How do they know that what they're doing is actually of any use to man or beast? You don't unless you've got some clear end in mind, unless you have a purpose before you. The meaning of life is important. Now, what that is, lots of people could give you different answers. Even coming at it from a Christian perspective, I think there are different answers you could give. Is my purpose to keep the two great commandments by Jesus, to love God with all that I have and all that I am and every aspect of my being, and to love my neighbour in the same way that I love myself? Or is the purpose in my life as expressed by the Westminster Shorter Catechism of 1647, which I will paraphrase to get round the sexist language, and that is to say that the chief end of the human race is to glorify God and to enjoy him forever? Or do we go with Jesus's great commission to the disciples to go and make disciples of all nations? There are different ways we could express our purpose, and there's a lot of overlap. You can't easily do any one of these without doing the others. But to have some purpose, to have some point, actually will determine what you do with your life on a day-by-day basis. Too often, all of us just get up and do what we're going to do without any thought to why we're doing it, what we're aiming to achieve, what purpose we're trying to fulfill. That's not the life that Jesus has called us to. What's your purpose in life? What are you trying to do today? And only then can you decide how you're going to go about it.